My name is Tatiana Archangel. I'm from Los Angeles, California, and I've learned about FasterEFT about 4 years ago by accident. And that was the best accident that happened to me in my life, I guess.
Why is that?
It was great. I mean, I've already been practicing psychotherapy. I've been very well versed in cognitive behavioral therapy. I've learned how to get rid of people's fears very effectively in a short enough period of time compared to many other practitioners, I should say. And but then my life started happening to me to a point where I couldn't handle it with the tools that I got from all my previous experiences. And I had to look for what would work faster, better, stronger. I found NLP. I fell in love with Dr. Bandler. I watched tons of his seminars and read his books and was like happy because my life was improving and I was using the tools. And then I had a question like, okay, well, I'm working with people who are suffering with severe obsessive compulsive disorders. I know all about that anxiety stuff. I wonder if if NLP does anything. So I typed into search bar for YouTube OCD NLP, and thank God Robert Smith showed up and was talking about it, and I was blown away by the changes, by how he integrated neurolinguistic programming. I wasn't familiar with tapping, so he inspired me to go and look what EFT, the original model, is, and I've read the manual, and I went on a website and I've watched Gary Craig for hours again to get the idea, because I was completely unaware of the meridian system and all the other stuff. And I kept watching Robert almost religiously. I couldn't get enough of it. I couldn't get enough of this miracle, and it made perfect sense to me. And now that I've finished the level 1 training, I've got the part that I was missing, and he knows about it. I actually emailed him like 3 years ago that even though I'm not certified, I'm shamelessly using your technique to the best of my understanding, doing changes. People are changing. I have different faces. I'm helping severely traumatized people get a new life. This gives me great satisfaction. And he didn't actually answer. He must have been busy. But now, this time when I went through the level 1 training, I've got the missing piece, which is the art of change piece, which is the aiming process that makes even a bigger difference. And I feel very empowered, and I'm so happy to be here. And I'm looking forward to level 2, level 3, mastering, sharing it with the world and making it a better place, because we have the tools now.
Wow. Any other ways you'd like to describe you use this, how it's helped you or some of your clients?
I can tell you about the miracles that, in my life, I've had all kinds of grieving issues with my parents who passed on, and I've used FasterEFT on myself, and I can talk about my deceased father, about my mother. If you asked me 3 years ago, I wouldn't be able to say a word. I would be just, too emotional to be able to speak, and I can talk about it, and I feel their presence, and I feel their love. So this is like the major change that it did for me. And for the clients that I've seen and I've used the technique on, some people report miracles, literally miracles. It's like they've been dumped by a boyfriend, they can get over it, and we do the tapping, and all of a sudden boyfriend is back into their life when they thought he's never coming back, and they're living happily ever after. Or a woman who, she had irritable bowel syndrome and something else, diabetes, but she couldn't stay away from sugar and sugary things. And we've tapped on her sugar cravings, and because I knew the NLP component as we were tapping, I told her to make those images black and white, and that just set her free completely. She is healthy. She's off the pills. She doesn't. She craves sugar. She imagines the dessert she wants to have. She does it black and white. She doesn't want it anymore. The brain immediately. The beauty of the system is that it takes our mind to where it's effortless to do the best for yourself, So it's me as a practitioner, I don't have to work that hard to take them to a good place, because that's where the brain goes by default. Once you remove the obstacle, it just goes there. And I have stories and stories. I have a story about a girl who came to me with the phobia, spider phobia. And I knew how to treat a simple phobia like in 40 minutes prior. We got rid of this one like in 10 minutes, but then what showed up was the sexual assault that she survived. And guess what? The hairy man was represented in her mind by the hairy spiders that she was so petrified about. So it's the brilliance of the mind and the miracle of the technique that I'm very psyched about, and I so appreciate you hosting it and Robert being here with us.
So what would you say if somebody's on the fence or looking for a way to heal themselves or work on others and on the fence, whether to study FasterEFT or something else? What would your...
FasterEFT is the only way. If you want to be effective, if you want to be thorough, if you want to actually make people's lives better and make your life better, this is the fastest, most effective way. And believe me, in my experience of about 20 years in the field, with all my struggles and all my illnesses and all my stuff, if I can talk about it in the way I'm talking about it now, you know, believe me, this is the top of the healing pyramid that, you know, is built. There's many technologies, many techniques, and they're all valid and they're all working. And I was a big fan of NLP, but as Robert integrated other components into it, it's just a super technique. It's like you had a Rolls Royce, now you've merged it with a Ferrari. You have the fastest, most luxurious, least painful, most effective way of change. And change is easy and joyful and wonderful, and you want to pass it on, so this is the way.